Hello, fellow preppers. 'Tis I, the rumpled one. It's Wednesday, September the 5th, year 2012. I thought I'd give you a little different view here. Probably get tired of be sitting on the porch looking at the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. So, anyway, today, talking about how I did it. Well, today's how I did it was kind of a story that put me on the path learning about money. It's kind of interesting how it all came about. Well, back in the early 1980s, actually this was probably late 1970s, after I got out of college and started working, my father's insurance agent approached me, wanted to take me out to lunch, and basically wanted to sell me some insurance. Well, I figured, well, my father had life insurance, so I should get life insurance. So I signed up for a whole life policy. I think it was $25,000. You know, it sounded like a good idea, but I never really thought it through or did any research. Well, that really wasn't like me. Well, move forward about 3 years, and one of my old buddies, call him Eddie Boy. Hey, Eddie Boy, if you're watching, you know what you need to do. Anyway, he introduced me to a friend of his named Art, and Art was a very interesting guy. He was into a lot of stuff. Well, anyway, I met with Art one evening, and he gave me this little book, and it was about life insurance, and told me to read it because he wanted me to get this term life policy. Well, I read this book, and it was an excerpt out of a book by Venita Van Caspel called The Money Dynamics. Well, I read it, and it basically said, don't buy whole life, buy term insurance, and take the difference in premium and put that in a bank account. So I read it a couple times to make sure, so then I called up my insurance guy. I go, Bill, I need to talk to you about something. And so we met, and I said, Bill, tell me why I should stay with a whole life policy as opposed to term. And he started giving me all these old wives' tales. And I go, Bill, enough with the old wives' tales. I'm a computer guy. I want numbers. Show me facts and figures. None of this old, wives' tale stuff. Well, he couldn't. Needless to say, I switched to a term policy. And I went to get that book, The Money Dynamics by Venita Van Caspel, but it was out of print. She came out with a new one. It was Money Dynamics for the 1980s. Well, I read this book. And then, of course, over the decades, she's had the Money Dynamics for 1990s and for 2000. I don't know if she's still alive and still writing books, but I would imagine there might be one for 2010. It really doesn't matter because the principles in this book are the same. Of course, tax laws change and real estate laws change and banking laws change, but the basics, the fundamentals stay the same. So I highly recommend you find the latest version of Money Dynamics, read it and learn it. Because after reading this book and applying it, in less than a year, my asset base increased. My cash flow improved. I don't really need to get into all the specifics, but the bottom line is the principles are here. You need to learn these. So some of the younger preppers out there have been watching my videos, and you say, you're kind of looking up to me, and you want to live the dream like I am. Well, this is the education you need, because you didn't learn this in junior high or high school, and you're not going to learn this in college either. This is what you need to learn. because it'll explain what money really is, and I've told you what money really is. It's basically two things. It's a store of value and it's a means of exchange. You have to understand that. And she talks about stocks, and she talks about inflation, she talks about real estate and about your home and investing and lending and life insurance and, you know, protecting against the unexpected, and, you know, how to read a perspective and do your financial inventory and do your financial planning. Because actually, after reading this book, I really liked it, and I kind of wanted to become a financial planner, but then I decided against it, because anything that you need a license for is just basically, it's a privilege that they can revoke at any time, and they basically lay traps. And so if you stumble and fall and get into a trap, they can fine you or put you in jail or censor you. And I just don't like being under that kind of pressure. I don't need it, don't want it. So anyway, once again, I haven't looked on the internet for the latest version, but you want to get the Money Dynamics book by Venita Van Caspel, because this is all about money. You need to learn about money. It helps you prepare, because if you fail to prepare today, you're preparing to fail tomorrow.